Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
So today we're digging into a really key document for understanding, well, how the U.S. sees its place in the world right now.
Right. It's called the America First Policy Directive to the Secretary of State.
And it's not just some old paper, is it? This is actively shaping things. It affects, well, pretty much everyone, whether you follow foreign policy closely or not.
Absolutely. And our mission today really is just to break down what this directive actually says. We're sticking to the text.
No speculation, just the facts from the source. Okay, let's jump in. The title itself, America First, kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
It really does. Section 1 lays it out pretty plainly. It says, U.S. foreign policy shall champion core American interests and always put America and American citizens first.
Always put America and American citizens first. That's quite a statement. Very direct.
It is. No ambiguity there. It sets a very clear priority from the get-go.
What does that signal, practically speaking? I mean, it mentions core American interests, but does the text spell those out?
Well, no, it doesn't give a specific list, but the implication is pretty clear, isn't it?
I guess so. It means every foreign policy move, big or small, gets measured against that standard first. Like, how does this benefit the U.S.?
Exactly. It's like a primary filter for decision-making. Trade deals, alliances, international aid, you name it. Does it put America first? That's the baseline question, according to them.
And this isn't just a philosophical idea, right? It's an actual instruction. Section 2 points it directly at the Secretary of State.
Correct. The Secretary is explicitly tasked with issuing guidance. And it's comprehensive guidance.
How so?
Well, it's meant to align everything within the State Department, policies, programs, personnel, operations, the whole machinery with this America First principle. So it's intended to be a deep operational shift, not just, a talking point.
Okay, so major realignment directive.
Right.
But surely there are constraints. Policies don't exist in a vacuum.
Right. And Section 3, the general provisions, touches on that. It clarifies a few important things. For one, it says the order doesn't cancel out existing legal authorities of other government departments or agencies, so it has to work within the established system.
Makes sense. And it also mentions being subject to the law and, crucially, the availability of appropriations money, basically.
Exactly. Real-world limits. You can have a policy goal, but you still need Congress to fund it, and it has to comply with existing laws.
But there's another point in there, subsection C, that caught my eye. It says the order doesn't create legally enforceable rights. What does that mean for, say, you listening at home?
That's a really important point. It essentially means this directive is an internal instruction for how the government should operate.
Okay.
It doesn't give an individual or a company or another country the legal power to sue the U.S. government just because they think a specific action didn't follow the America First principle laid out here.
So you can't take this document into court and say, hey, this decision violates the America First Directive.
Precisely. It's a statement of policy intent, a guide for the executive branch, but not a basis for legal claims against the government stemming solely from this order.
Got it. So if we pull all these threads together, the directive hammers home this America First priority for all foreign policy.
Yep.
It directs the State Department to make that happen across the board, but acknowledges it has to operate within the existing legal and budget realities.
Right.
And clarifies it's an internal policy guide, not something the public can use to sue.
You've nailed it. That's the essence of the document. And understanding that framework is, I think, really vital for making sense of U.S. actions on the world stage today. It gives you a lens.
Right. So the big takeaway for you listening, this directive clearly signals a prioritization of American interests, casts the State Department with embedding that priority, but it all happens within existing constraints and doesn't create new legal avenues for challenging policy.
Exactly. And maybe that leaves you with a question, Thinking about this directive, how do nations, any nation really, juggle their own specific interests with the need for global cooperation? We live in such an interconnected world, don't we?
That's a great point.
Where might you expect to see the biggest impacts of this kind of focused approach? Maybe trade, security alliances, climate discussions. It's something to watch.
Definitely food for thought. Okay, that's our deep dive for today. Keep observing how these policy ideas play out. Until next time on The Deep Dive.